السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. لسه بنتكلم على جزء الفروت with non-umbelliferous fruits. First, non-umbelliferous fruit. Non-umbelliferous meaning doesn't belong to family umbellifera. The first fruit is capsicum, which is dried fruits of Capsicum minimum family Solanaceae. It is official in Egyptian pharmacopoeia under name Fractus capsicum. There are several common names of capsicum as chilies, cayenne pepper, and African capsicum. It is cultivated in India, South America, and in Africa. Photograph of capsicum fruits with different green and red color. Diagrammatic illustration of the entire plant, the fruit. The capsicum fruit is berry. It's one of the microscopical examination of the fruit wall, showing three regions or three layers of the epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. The epicarp formed of single cell layer, rectangular, covered with thick cuticle, thick striated cuticle, and cells are thickening on the outer and radial walls. Followed by mesocarp layer of parenchyma cell with intercellular spaces. The cells are filled with oil droplets and containing iodoplast filled with microsphenoid or microprismatic crystal of calcium oxalate. The innermost layer of the mesocarp showing large cells with thin wall and intercellular spaces named as giant cell. To the mesocarp we have the parenchyma cell with microsphenoid and oil droplets. Last layer or last row of the mesocarp showing giant cells. Followed by the giant cells we have layer of sclerite or islets of sclerites, thick lignified walls separated by cell or cells of parenchyma cells, normal parenchyma cells, so this is known as islet or sclerite islets. Sector and the seed have characteristic appearance at the seed coat or epidermis of the seed, showing cells, large cells of sinuous walls and very thickened on the outer and inner tangential radial walls, which give characteristic appearance from the top or in surface view. Endosperm of the seed formed of polygonal cellulosic parenchyma cells containing fixed oil, globules, and aileron grain. The calyx, as part of the fruit, formed of epidermal cells bearing anisocytic stomata and have numerous hairs between glandular hairs of unicellular stalk and multicellular head and multicellular uniciliate non-glandular hairs. Powder of capsicum is yellowish brown to reddish in color with a stimulatory, irritating odor and strong pungent taste. The powder showing sclerites of the endocarp or islets of sclerites from the endocarp, polygonal cells elongated with lignified sinuous walls interrupted by thin-walled parenchyma cells. This is sclerites or islet of sclerites. And also powder showing fragments of the seed coat, the epidermis of the seed and surface view formed of large lignified wavy uneven thickened cells giving appearance of balloon-like swellings. Epicarp cells in surface view covered with striated cuticle with large cells. Mesocarp containing microsphenoid crystal of calcium oxalate or microprism crystal of calcium oxalate, and some cells containing oil globules. Calyx epidermal cells bearing anisocytic stomata, straight walls, slightly elongated cells, and covered with thin cuticles. Fragments of hairs, either glandular or non-glandular, from the calyx, the glandular multicellular head, and unicellular stop, characteristic for family Solanaceae, or known as clavate hair, and non-glandular multicellular uniseriate hairs, or even unicellular non-glandular hair. The active constituent in capsicum are pungent principles known as capsinoids, including capsaicin and homocapsaicin, in addition to small amounts of liquid non-pungent alkaloid known as capsaicin, carotenoid pigments, and vitamin C. So we have pungent alkaloid principle responsible for the pungency of capsicum, which is known as capsaicin with A, and homocapsaicin, liquid non-pungent alkaloid known as capsaicin, in addition to vitamin C and carotenoid. The chemical test for capsicum give bluish green color on addition of few drops of ferric chloride to the extract or aqueous decoction of the powder. When capsaicin dissolved in sulfuric acid, then add small piece of sucrose, a violet color is obtained within few hours, which is characteristic for capsaicin constituent. Uses of capsicum used as condiment, used internally in dyspepsia and flatulence. Externally, it's applied in different formulation, either in ointment, plaster, or patches, to relieve pain of rheumatism, lumbago, and herpes infection. Capsicum also found to increase the metabolic rates of dietary fats, so it's included in some herbal preparation as weight control or anti-obesity formulation. Different formulation containing capsicum, plasters, ointments, and formulation for weight control. The second fruit is Coalescence pulp, or known as bitter apple. It is dried, unripe, fully grown fruits of Citrallus coalescensis family Cucurbitaceae, deprived of its seeds and outer hard epicarp. So it is part of the fruit. Fully grown fruit, we removing outer part and we remove the seeds, so we are dealing only with the pulp of the fruit. Photograph of the grown unripe Coalescence fruits looks like melons or watermelon. Dried ripe fruits of Coalescence with yellow surface. Coalescence fruit is true, simple, succulent berry known as or named as pepo. Coalescence bulb occur as yellowish, spongy, pithy, easily broken fragments, which are odorless or with slight characteristic odor, but with intense, persistent, bitter taste. The entire fruit of capsicum under microscope showing outer layer of epicarp with columnar cell with bar-like thickening, followed by parenchyma cells and layer of sclerites, and the mesocarp formed mainly of parenchyma cells out of content and containing or traversed by bicollateral vascular bundle. In the phloem region, there are lactiferous vessels which are stained red with sulfuric acid. But when removing the outer part, we can see only the parenchyma cells with the intercellular spaces and bicollateral vascular bundle containing the lactiferous vessels. Photograph of the entire fruit with epicarp and supporting sclerites, and this is photograph of the mesocarp with parenchyma cells. Active constituent in Coalescence containing amorphous resin, which is soluble in ether and soluble in chloroform, the resin producing drastic purgative effect. Diterpene compounds known as cucurbitacins, which are present in Coalescence and present in pumpkins. Of these cucurbitacins, cucurbitacin E, or known as alpha-elaterine, in addition to cucurbitacin B, which are glycosides, and they are non-purgative. Crystalline alcohol known as citrullol, flavonoid, vitexin, and isovitexin, fixed oil from the seed. Uses of coalescence. Coalescence used in gastrointestinal stimulant, producing drastic hydragogue-cathartic effect due to presence of resin, increased excretion of water with stools. The cucurbitacin has anti-tumor activity due to necrotic effect of the compounds on the cell. So the cucurbitacin have strong cytotoxic effect. In folk medicine, that coalescence used as anti-rheumatic, but the entire fruit used as after heating, used topically as anti-rheumatic. Flavonoid have moderate antimicrobial activity. Chemical test for coalescence. Treating aqueous extract of coalescence with 90% sulfuric acid will give reddish color. Cinnapods. Dried ripe fruits of Cassia acutifolia known as Alexandrian Senna and Cassia angustifolia known as Indian Senna, family Leguminosae or family Fabaceae. This is parts of Senna. Active constituent containing anthraquinone glycoside of the anthracene type with glycosides known as sinucide A, sinucide B, sinucide C, and D. Thus, anthraquinone are located in the pericarp part of the fruit, the seed containing little amount of anthraquinone or no anthraquinone. In addition to anthraquinone, we have mucilage, fixed oil and protein, flavonoid derivatives of camphorol and isopramnitide. Cinnapods used for habitual constipation or acute constipation as it has purgative effect due to anthraquinone glycoside. Also used for bowel clearance before X-ray examination and before abdominal surgery. Chemical test of Senna due to presence of anthraquinone is Purentrager test. The crushed powder boiled with water or extracted with aqueous alcohol, producing red or rose red color on addition of potassium hydroxide. Another test for the anthraquinone glycoside, which is modified Purentrager test. The powder boiled with alcoholic potassium hydroxide, then diluted with water and filter. The filtrate acidified with dilute hydrochloric acid and shaken with equal volume of ether. Then add few drops of dilute ammonium hydroxide solution and intense red rose color is produced in the aqueous layer due to liberation of a glycon from anthraquinone glycosides. We have two parts of fruits, which are the bitter orange peel and lemon peels. As we discussed before, the coalescence was a part of the fruit. It is the bulb over the inner layer of the fruit. Here we are dealing with the outer part of the fruit in orange, in bitter orange, and in lemon. For the bitter orange peel, it is obtained from the peels of the fruits of Citrus aurantum var amara family Rutaceae. Citrus aurantum var amara, or what's known in Arabic as naring. Lemon peel is obtained from the peels of the fruits of Citrus lemonis family Rutaceae. Both are from the same genus and belong to the same family. Bitter orange peel containing flavonoid as hesperidine and flavonoid glycoside as mu hesperidine. Volatile oil, mainly limonene. Bitter principle, including aurantamarine and aurantamaric acid. Pectide materials, alkaloid, synephrine and N-methyl tyramine, while lemon peel containing flavonoid, especially neohesperidine or new hesperozoites, and rutinozoites of hesperidine. Rutinozoid, which is glycoside of hesperidine, volatile oil, mainly limonene and citral, vitamin C, and citric acid. The bitter orange peel, used as aromatic bitter appetizer, stimulating gastric secretion, and used as flavoring agent, source of pectic substance used in preparation of jams and ice creams. It has anti-inflammatory effect, antibacterial and antifungal. The extract of orange peel, bitter orange peel, is added to weight loss formulation to increase metabolism, maybe due to presence of alkaloid. The hesperidine and other flavonoids, which are known together as vitamin P, reducing permeability of blood vessels, increasing the strength of capillary walls, so decreasing the tendency of capillary fragility. Lemon peel, used as aromatic flavoring agent and stomachic. The oil used mainly in cosmetic preparation and in perfume preparation. Fruit of papaver or papaver fruit is obtained from the fruits of papaver seminiferum family Papaveraceae. Flower of papaver and fruit, green fruit of papaver. The fully grown ripe fruits of papaver with latex after incision of the fruit wall. Papaver, or the opium resin obtained from papaver, is a source of many opiate alkaloids, including morphine, thebaine, codeine, papaverine, and narcine. It has characteristic odor, causing or inducing sleeping, and intense bitter taste. Papaver or opium containing alkaloids, of which morphine, codeine, papaverine, thebaine, and narcotine, in addition to other alkaloids up to 40 alkaloids, in addition to phenolic acid known as meconic acid, which exists free or in combination with other alkaloids. Uses of opium: used as strong analgesic activity or painkiller, especially in cases of tumor and orthopedic manifestation. The main adverse effect of analgesic use or the opium alkaloid is the addiction liability. The codeine has cough sedative effect, used as cough suppressant in dry non-productive cough. Papaverine has smooth muscle relaxant effect in severe spasm and in surgical operation. It has also cough sedative effect, but less active than codeine. The opium resin, obtained after incision of the papaver fruit, is the dried latex obtained by incision of the fully grown unripe capsules of opium of poppy or papaver seminiferum fruits family Papaveraceae, also containing alkaloids and meconic acid, phenanthrene alkaloid as morphine, codeine, and thebaine, benzyl isoquinoline alkaloid as papaverine and narcotine, and phenylethylamine alkaloid as chemical test for meconic acid. Solution or extract of the papaver fruit of the opium treated with ferric chloride will produce purple color. Test for morphine extract or powder in sodium hydroxide. Addition of solution extract to hydrogen peroxide, ammonia solution, and copper sulfate, producing red color. This is known as Dengue's test. Marquis test: extract in sodium hydroxide and formaldehyde, then add sulfuric acid, will produce purplish blue color. Testing for codeine extract and Marquis reagent will produce violet color. Test for papaverine by Varant's test. Extract and add potassium permanganate and Marquis reagent will produce green color. The next fruit is Selebium fruit, which is dried fruits of Selebium marianum, freed from their papas, which is a tuft of silky hairs present on the fruit, family Composta or family Asteraceae. Dried, ripe fruits of Selebium marianum, freed from the papas, family Composta. Active constituent containing flavolignanes, known collectively as silimarine. They are a mixture of isomeric flavolignanes as silibene, silicrestine, and silidionine, in addition to fixed oil and protein. This is a flower of Selebium and field of Selebium plant. Uses the crude milk thistle preparation, used internally for dyspeptic complaints. Formulation of milk thistle is standardized to contain 70 to 90 to 80% of silimarine, used as liver supporting formulation, protecting liver from toxin including alcohol, carbon tetrachloride, treatment of liver disease, acute and chronic liver hepatitis, treatment of fatty liver degeneration and liver cirrhosis, and treatment of gallbladder disorders. Mechanism of action of silimarine: they increase the regeneration of liver cells by stimulating protein synthesis and activating liver ability to regenerate itself. It provides hepatocellular protective activity by stabilizing hepatic cell membrane and alters structure of the outer cell membrane of hepatic cells to inhibit passage of toxin. Increase glutathione levels in liver, which act as strong antioxidant agent. Vanilla pods: they are fully grown but unripe fruits of Vanilla planifolia and Vanilla tahitiensis family Orchidaceae, subjected to careful curing. The cured vanilla pods: they are cylindrical capsule, longitudinally wrinkled with black to brownish black color, covered with minute white crystals of vanillin. This is fresh vanilla pods before curing with characteristic green color. It has agreeable aromatic fragrance and characteristic aromatic taste. The active constituent: the main active constituent is glucovanillin and glucovanillic acid, which upon curing and during preparation convert into vanillin, glucose, and glucovanillin and glucovanillic alkyl, in addition to catechin. So the main constituent is glycosides, glucovanillin, and glucovanillic acid. On curing, the glycosides are hydrolyzed into vanillin and glucovanillic alcohol and glucose sugar, in addition to catechin active constituent. Vanilla used as a source of vanillin, natural source of vanillin, used as flavoring agent in perfume and confectionery industry. In folk medicine, vanilla pods used to treat fever and as antispasmodic. Other vanilla extracts are used as a stimulant, aphrodisiac, and immunagogue. Also inhibit dental caries through antioxidant activity, and it has antioxidant effect. The hops fruit, Arabic name is Hashishat ad-Dinar. It is a dried strobiles of Humulus lupulus family Cannabinaceae. The grown strobiles of Humulus lupulus and field of hops plant. The active constituent containing resonance bitter principle, formed mainly of bitter acid as humulones and lupulones, condensed tannins, volatile oil, flavonoids, and phenolic constituent. It used as stomachic and bitter tonic. Hops added to beer to give its characteristic bitterness and odor. The volatile oil has a sedative effect. Last fruit is Cartagen or Hawthorne berry, Arabic name Zarur. It is a dried fruit of Cartagen's Lavigata family Rosaceae. Dried fruit of Cartagen Lavigata family Rosaceae. The dried ripe fruits or the fresh ripe fruits has cherry-like appearance. Fruits of Hawthorne berry and formulation containing extract of Hawthorne. Active constituent containing procyanidins as locoanthocyanidins, flavonoids, hyperoside, amines with cardiotonic action, catechins and epicatechin. Used for treatment of cardiac insufficiency, angina pectoris, arteriosclerosis, and hypotension due to presence of cardiotonic amines. It has strong anti-inflammatory effect due to flavonoid and procyanidin constituent, supporting articular surfaces through supporting collagen of the articular surfaces due to procyanidin constituent, and has strong antioxidant activity. Thank you and good luck.